Hi. My name's Leia. Welcome to another installation of reading books on my shelf that are wrapped and also randomly selected. This one's gonna be a little different because I'm gonna cheat. Most of the books that I pick up are not gonna be randomly selected. I'm gonna pick probably most of them. The first reason being I am in a book club with my friends and we chose to read Tom Lake for April, and I own Tom Lake conveniently. I've been listening to the audiobook because Meryl Streep is the voice actor and I love it. It is so good. Meryl Streep does such a good job. Like, obviously she's Meryl Streep. I'm addicted to listening to her narrate and I'm only 3 chapters in. That's one of the rap books that are coming off of my shelf. I'm going on vacation in a few days with my friend and her family, and I'm gonna be like on a beach, by a pool, probably ripping shots, drinking beer, sipping on a strawberry daiquiri, maybe not like all consecutively, but I really want to read a book that isn't too heavy. I just want to read something like light and fun, like a beach read, if you will. So I think I'm still going to use the random number generator to select the book, but if I hate it, I'm not going to read it on vacation. I'll probably just save it for when I get back. If the random number generator fails me, then I'm just gonna pick the books that I want to read. My cats just tried to attack a bird through the window, the screen. That was that noise that scared the shit out of me. Okay, I'm gonna roll now. So I got number 34. Oh. So it's Looking for Alaska by John Green. No. I'm not gonna bring this with me. I will save this for when I get back, and then I'm gonna be tan. I've decided I'm gonna bring 2 books, numbers 6 and 8. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. A little on the nose because I'm gonna be on vacation, but I feel like it'll be atmospheric and put me in the mood to also be on vacation as well. The Wishing Game by Meg Shaffer. I don't know much about this. I think it's kind of like a mystery, but it's not super high stakes, and they're on an island, and I'm going to Hilton Head Island. So once again, super on the nose. I think this will be fun to read while I'm there too. I'm gonna put these in my suitcase. I'm so excited.
I'm chewing sand.
Okay, what are you reading?
Tom Lake.
How are we liking it?
It's actually pretty good. I think it just makes me nostalgic because I have a sister.
Aw.
My hair, oh my god. I'm
No.
going for the beach look today.
It's very beachy.
I'm doing audiobook and the regular book.
The audiobook to that is so good though.
It is. Because it's Meryl
love it.
Streep.
Yeah.
Shout out Meryl Streep.
Meryl's actually gonna watch this.
I think so too. We'll tag her. Let's go fly a kite.
Can I fix my hair though?
Hey, friend. Not the mouth on the book.
I'm reading People We Meet on Vacation. I have no thoughts though because I'm literally on page 10. Really hard reading on a beach.
Yeah, and
It's
all
not
the sand.
comfortable. Yeah, there's sand in every
I
crevice.
feel like I can read 2 pages on my shoulders like this, and I have to flip.
There are worse things in life, though.
There are.
Hello, I'm back home. I somehow look paler than when I left. I did not make it through as many books as I thought I would. So I started out with People We Meet on Vacation. I really liked this one. I was actually surprised by how much I liked it. I've read Happy Place by Emily Henry, and I loved that one. And I've also read Beach Read, which I thought was good, but like, I feel like that one is her most popular book, and I just didn't love it as much as the hype that it gets. So I really wasn't sure about People We Meet on Vacation. It's essentially about Alex and Poppy, and they're best friends and have been since college. And every year they take a vacation together. And we know that something happened where they stopped talking for 2 years. I feel like with romance books, I have a really low tolerance to getting the ick a little bit. I don't know. I just feel like it's really easy to make me want to crawl out of my skin. Like, this actually didn't really make me cringe at all. I think that my only issue was kind of like an inside joke between them to make this like sad puppy dog face, and it was referenced way too much. Poppy also kind of reminded me of like a toned down version of Lorelai Gilmore. Like, she was like constantly riffing, constantly doing a bit, even when it like maybe wasn't the most socially appropriate time to do so. And I also thought she was like a little more immature than Alex was, and it was just like very much reminding me of Lorelai Gilmore, but like less intense. I also think this is kind of very similar to Happy Place, which is probably why I liked this one. Like, the process of like reading the book to find out what happened to them and why they're at where they are now is like very similar to Happy Place. And yeah, I just loved it so much. But anyway, 4.5 out of 5. And I also highly recommend, believe it or not, reading this on vacation. So I finished that on my flight home. And then also on my way home, I picked up The Wishing Game. This was not what I was expecting it to be. Like, even looking at the cover, to me, this is like a wholesome, whimsical, like TJ Klune type of story where it's like for adults, but really it's also like rated E for everyone is kind of the vibe I got. But it's also dark and kind of heavy and sad, which I wasn't expecting, and that was kind of throwing me off at first. You meet Lucy, the main character, and she is trying to adopt a boy from foster care, but she's 26, she has no money.
I've no money and no prospects. I'm already a burden to my parents. And I'm frightened.
No, I'm just kidding, but she is all those things. And then she gets invited to Clock Island by a really famous author that is hosting a competition, and the winner gets the only copy of his most recent release of his book. And she's entering into this competition so she can read the book and sell it to a publisher to make a shitload of money so she can eventually adopt Christopher and like live in an environment in which she can, you know, raise him. It's like the adult version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is fine. Like, I am really enjoying it, but I really think the ending of this book is gonna make or break how much I like it. It is unique, even though it's kind of follows like a similar premise, but I just feel like if we get to the end and the author is like, I'm dying and you win the island and all of my riches and in my books, I'm gonna be pissed off. I only have like 100 pages left, and I feel like I know where the book is going, and I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I don't know. Okay, so I finished The Wishing Game. I did in fact cry a lot. I feel like earlier when I was comparing it to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I was kind of being an asshole. The ending definitely wasn't what I was expecting it to be. I'm glad the ending wasn't super predictable, but I do feel like everything was kind of wrapped up in a pretty bow. It just almost feels a little too perfect. It doesn't have any magical realism, but it's so unrealistic that it almost feels fantastical. I really did like the found family in the book. And I know this might sound weird because the book literally did make me cry. Obviously I enjoyed it. The reason that I liked the characters was because all of them have trauma. I feel like I didn't connect with them outside of me having empathy towards them. And a lot of the found family in the book, while it was really wholesome and I enjoyed it, I also felt like Lucy needed to spend a lot more time with the characters in order for me to really subscribe to being oh no, they are a family. Overall, I thought the book was good, but I feel like it either needed to be longer and we needed to spend more time to build those character relationships. Actually, that's it. I think that's all it needed. I don't know what I want to rate it. It'll probably be somewhere between a 3 to a 3.5. Maybe I'll just put it on the screen because I just can't. I just cried a lot, so my brain feels scrambled. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. What's up? My name's Leia, and today we're going to talk about a book called Tom Lake. I didn't make the bed, sue me. Whatever. I feel like this video is all over the place, but I wanted to give an update on Tom Lake. I'm on chapter 9. I was loving the beginning of the book a lot. I was like, this is amazing. I was having a really good time. She was talking about her past and she's explaining to her daughters how she met Duke, who is now a famous actor, and she's explaining to her daughters how she at one time met him and then dated him for a summer. And she kind of started from the beginning and she was talking about her acting career and how she got different gigs. And I thought that was so fun to listen to, and I was just eating it up. But then I finally got to the part where she meets Duke, and now I'm kind of bored. I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of build up and we were leading up to her finally meeting Duke, and now that we're here, I'm just I'm not as interested. So I think I'm now going to start reading it, and I'm just going to kind of see how it goes. I just feel like I'm not that impressed with Duke. I can understand why her and her younger 20 self probably fell in love with him, but it seems kind of superficial to me, and I'm just not enjoying it. I feel like I'd rather listen to how she met her now husband than Duke, and I'm hoping she eventually gets there. I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe I just thought it would be a little bit more romantic. I'm gonna keep going. I'll probably finish it out just reading it myself, but I will cherish the time that I spent with Meryl Streep. I think I'm also going to now start looking for Alaska. I don't have it with me. It's downstairs and I'm too lazy to go get it. That was the book that I drew before my trip, and now that I'm home, I'm gonna read that one now. I'm just really afraid I'm gonna hate it because I'm not a young adult romance fan. I don't even think it's young adult. I think it's straight up teen. I think this is a book for teens. I picked it up because I found it at a thrift store and it was cheap. And I need to stop doing that. I need to start specifically talking about books, picking them up and being do I actually want to read this, or is it $2? I hope I'm wrong. It could be really good. Maybe it'll bring me nostalgia from The Fault in Our Stars era. Okay. Goodbye. Okay. I finished Tom Lake. Thank you. Okay, I think last time I was saying how I was kind of getting bored. I think I've realized that I just didn't like Duke. The farther I read along, I think it got better. It's not like I was just like completely bored the rest of the way. Parts of this book that were cute, I feel like there would be little moments where the mother's name is Meryl Streep to me. When Meryl Streep was talking about just like being a mother, she would have like little lines that just like kind of felt like a gut punch to me. Like she would just say something really sweet, just like about like loving her daughters and how she's like the luckiest person in the world. It was just like a reminder of like our mothers were daughters once, and like they were once girls, and like it's their first time experiencing life also. It's made me want to like force my mom to tell me all of her secrets. There was a part of the story where the daughters were convinced that their parents met a certain way, and she's like, no, that's not true. And they were like arguing with their mother about how she met their father. And I'm like, that's so relatable. Like, I know 100% I've done that to my mom before, because it's like, we know obviously parts of our parents' lives, and then the parts that we don't know, I feel like we fill in these gaps. I feel like I'm rambling about shit that doesn't even make any sense, but I just found that aspect of the book relatable. I think I really, really liked her writing style. I feel like on paper, when I'm talking about what the premise of the story is, it doesn't sound interesting, and I feel like it shouldn't be interesting, but for whatever reason, I was like really invested in the story for the most part. And I think it's because her writing style is just like really, really good, and I really liked it. Overall, I rated this a 3.5 star. I went into this with like really high expectations. I thought it was going to be slightly different than what it was. Like, I thought this was going to be really like emotionally impactful. I thought there was going to be a lot more emphasis on like mother-daughter relationships, but it really wasn't. It was mostly just, I feel like, a mother telling her daughters about her past, and then her daughters kind of like giving their 2 cents, which it was still really good. I just think it wasn't anything that like changed my life. Maybe that's not completely fair, but I was kind of expecting this book to like just really, really hit home. It's still a book that I would generally recommend. I also think it's the perfect book to read during spring. I really, really liked the setting being in Michigan, because I am from Michigan, and at the end of the day, I like things that I recognize. Looking for Alaska. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I feel like I kind of do this a lot, where I'll buy a book out of my comfort zone, and then I'm kind of like being a hater, honestly. And I'm like, I don't even know why I bought this. It was on sale. It was at a thrift store. I think I was like really harping on the fact, like, I'm like, oh, it's young adult, I'm not gonna like it. It's actually not young adult. It's like for teenagers. So even worse in terms of like the age gap between me and the demographic for this book, but I still really, really enjoyed it. It's about a 16-year-old boy named Miles, and he gets sent to boarding school, not because he's like a bad kid and needs to be like punished or anything. His dad went to this boarding school, and so he's just like following in his footsteps. But he goes to boarding school, he befriends his roommate, who they nickname the Colonel. And then he meets this girl named Alaska Young, and he becomes like infatuated with her. Towards the beginning, I thought the book was going to be like a teenage 500 Days of Summer, which I would argue it kind of is. He meets her, he like refers to her as like the hottest girl in the world, and I feel like he loves the idea of her as opposed to like really knowing like who she actually is. The later half of it definitely changes like the tone of the story, and I really, really liked it. I think a lot of the characters were very like over the top and like quirky and dramatic. It felt like an early 2000s like teen comedy movie at first, where I'm like, these people don't exist in real life. They have really niche interests. It is very like outlandish to me almost. It just like made a more interesting and like fun aspect to the story. And I almost feel like it was supposed to be a little ridiculous. The book was also kind of unique because it didn't have any chapters. The first page says 136 days before. Each section is broken up by this like countdown towards this event that is happening. So the book is kind of split up in 2 ways. It's like a countdown and like a storyline of like before and then versus like the number of days after. So it's like you're following Miles throughout high school, but then you're also wondering like what we're counting down towards. The book is definitely made for teenagers. I think I would have loved this. I still love this actually. Like this was such a good reminder that like even though I'm maybe not like reading a book at my level or isn't necessarily in my age group, like it still can be really good. I end up rating this a 4.25. I know the quarter points is kind of annoying. I don't care. It actually doesn't annoy me at all. It's like short and sweet and to the point. I would generally recommend it actually. I thought it was good. I think that is the last book for this video. Thanks if you've watched this and if you made it this far. I'll see you next time, maybe.